Tonight's lesson is lesson 15. I can interpret the unknown in multiplication and division to model and solve problems. Now this is a review lesson. We've done this idea before. We're going to be using a letter like A, B, C, or D to represent the part that we don't know in a multiplication or a division problem, and then we're going to draw it and find the solution. Okay, let's get started. Our first problem tonight. Mr. Diego equally divided 45 juice boxes between 9 kids. Draw a tape diagram and label the number of juice boxes for each kid as J. Write an equation and solve for J. Okay, let's break this apart. So Mr. Diego, he went to Walmart, he bought 45 juice boxes. That's quite a bit of juice boxes. And he decided to give them out to 9 kids. So let's draw a tape diagram showing the 9 kids that he divided them amongst. So, let me see if I can zoom out a little here. There we go. Okay, so our tape diagram needs to have equal parts because each kid is going to get the same amount. So I need to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, a space for each kid. We know that the total was 45 juice boxes. That's what he's dividing up. I'll just put juices. We know he divided it between 9 kids. So we have here 9 groups. What we don't know is how much that each kid is going to get. That's what we don't know, and we're going to represent that as J. That's the letter that this problem is asking us to use for the unknown. Okay, write an equation and solve for J. So we have 45 juice boxes. We have divided them up between 9 kids. We don't know how many each kid is going to get. So, I need to do 45 divided by 9. Another thing that's saying is, what times 9 gives me 45? We learned some really cool strategies to work with 9s. How about if we take, we know 9 times J equals 45. And I remember that one strategy we learned is that I can use my fingers. So if I put up 45, I know that the 5th finger is down. See that? I put up 45 and I could see that my 5th finger is down. So I know that 9 times 5 is 45. So J equals 5. And I like to circle my answer. Okay, next problem. Zane buys 6 new shirts. Each shirt costs $9. And we know that each means 1, so 1 shirt costs $9. What is the cost of the 6 shirts? Use a letter to represent the unknown and solve. So in this one, we get to use any letter we want. Okay, let's go ahead and draw our picture. So Zane bought 6 new shirts. Draw my tape diagram, 6 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to make that as equal as possible. Okay, so Zane bought 6 shirts. We know that each shirt, oops, let me zoom out a bit here. Sorry, you can't really see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. So Zane bought 6 shirts. We know that each shirt, or one shirt, is $9. What we don't know is how much he spent all together. We don't know the total, and we get to use any letter that we want. So let's use Z for Zane. Okay. Now we need to write an equation and solve. So we know that there are $9 for each shirt times 6 shirts equals Z. And let's just ignore that dollar sign for a second. So what we have here is 9 times 6 equals Z, the unknown. So now we need to solve for Z, what we don't know. And again, I like to use the finger strategy. So I would do 9 times, put my 6th finger down, is 54. 5 tens, 4 ones, 54. So all together, he spent 54, and my label is dollars. The cost of the 6 shirts was $54. Okay. Last problem, final problem tonight. Moving on along, because we've done this a few times before, so I'm sure that you guys are like, oh, I've got this. Final problem, here we go. There are 9 Capri Suns in a box. You know how you go to the store, you buy that box, it has all the Capri Suns in it. So there's 9 Capri Suns in a box. If I buy 7 boxes, how many Capri Suns will I have? Use a letter, any letter you want, to represent the unknown, then model and solve. So you're going to need to draw an equation. Write an equation, draw a picture like a tape diagram, and then solve for the letter that represents the unknown. You can use any letter you want. And I'll read this one more time. There are 9 Capri Suns in a box. If I buy 7 boxes, how many Capri Suns will I have? Use a letter to represent the unknown, then model and solve. All right, and that was lesson 15. I can interpret the unknown in multiplication and division to model and solve problems.